Hello, this video note is about plotting points. In mathematics, we often have to make sketches in one dimension, two dimensions, or three dimensions, and that requires a grid. So let us quickly remind ourselves how to make those plots. Now, in one dimension, all we get is one axis. In the middle is the zero, to the right are the positive numbers, to the left are the negative numbers. So here are three examples, and let's plot each one of these points. The first one, x is 1, let's change the color. The x is 1 means we start at the center and then we go 1 unit to the right, which lands us here. So this is our point A. Now the example B has x equals 0, which means we start at the origin. The 0 is called the origin, and we don't go anywhere because the x distance is 0. So the point B is straight in the middle. Now the last example, once again, we begin at the origin and then we count how many units we go to the left or to the right. If the number is positive, we count that many units to the right. If the number is negative, we count that many units to the left. So beginning with a 0, we count 2 units to the left, and we will go 1, 2, and this is our point C. So this is a quick reminder of how to plot points in one dimension. In two dimensions, we have two axes, x and y, and then each point is given by two numbers as opposed to one number. And those numbers are organized in parentheses with a comma, and the first number is always x, the second number is always y, and the two numbers are called the ordered pair. The name ordered means that the order makes a difference, and pair simply means there is two numbers. So in two dimensions, each point can be represented by an ordered pair, x, y. So let us again remind ourselves how to plot these points on a usual x and y grid. So here is an example. This time we have 5 examples, so let us plot each one. Once again, we begin at the origin. The place where the two axes cross is called the origin. We can think of plotting points in two dimensions as a game. The game begins at the origin, at the crossroads of the x and y. And then the first number, the x, tells us how many units to go forward or back, just like it did in the first example. In the one dimension, the x tells us how far to go forward or back. The second number, the y, tells us the height. So first we take steps forward or back, and then in this game we take steps up and down, and then we're done. So let us go through these 5 points and plot each one. So the first one, 1, 2. This means we begin at the crossroads, at the origin, and then we count 1 unit forward and then 2 units up, which lands us right here. So let's put that point where it belongs. 1 unit forward, 2 units up. This is the point A. The next example is 0, -1. So beginning at the crossroads, at the origin, we are not going forward or back because the forward or back number is 0, which means we're standing still. The second number tells us to go up or down. The positive numbers go up, the negative go down. We have -1, which means from that origin we take 1 step down, and that's our final location. So the point B is actually right here. This is the B. The next example is -1, 2. So starting at the crossroads, we take 1 step backwards because the x number is negative. 1 step backwards, and then 2 units up because the y number is plus. So from here we go 1 up, 2 up, and that's where we'll end. So our point C will end up being right here. The D, the next example, is 0, 0. This is exactly the origin. That's the coordinate for the crossroads, which is here. This is the point where x is 0 and y is 0. It's the same exact point where they cross. So our point D is actually the origin. And then the last point is -1, -2. So beginning at the origin, we take 1 step back, and then 2 steps down because the second number is negative, so we're going down 2 units, 1, 2, and we will be right here. So this is the point E. -1 and then -2 downwards, this is E. So this is how we plot points in 2 dimensions. Now 3 dimensions. In 3 dimensions we get 3 axes, x, y, and z. And we have an ordered triplet. The first number is the x, second y, then z. And again, the order makes a difference. So here is an example. The vertical axis is the z. It goes down as negative. That's a dotted line, is negative. The facing forward, that's x, positive. Going backwards is x, negative. Forward is positive y. Backwards is negative y. So to plot this point 1, -1, 2, we begin with the x being 1, then y -2, then z is then y is -1, then z is +2, and that's where we stop. So here goes the grid. Let us zoom in a little bit. So first we go 1 on the x, that is here. Then from this point we go to where the 1 and -1 cross. So here is the place, this corner is where the x is +1 and y is -1, so we will be here. This is flat on the horizontal axis, on the horizontal plane, and then from this horizontal plane, x, y, now we're counting 2 units up, 1, 2. So to show that, we can draw a vertical dotted line here, and we will be right about here. So this is our point. We can call this point A, and this is its final location. We can erase the dotted lines because they were just the guiding lines to get us to our final location. But they help us because in our plane is actually 2-dimensional, but the sketch is 3-dimensional, so we're missing 1 dimension. And these dotted lines help to make it look a little bit more 3-dimensional than 2-dimensional. So the final location would actually be, let's erase this, erase this, erase a little bit here. So this is what the final point would actually look like in 3 dimensions once we're done with the plots. And this is a quick reminder of how to plot in 1 dimension, 2 dimensions, and 3 dimensions. If you have any questions on anything, please let me know. If you have your own questions or examples you would like to see discussed, also let me know. Thank you for your time. Take care.